Dundalk hold a strong lead in the Premier Division. Cork City, shaky defence. Is it going to cause trouble? A runaway leader in the First Division. All that and more on another episode of Incredible Ireland. Welcome back. Starting with the Irish Premier Division, you can see here that Dundalk have had an incredible start to the season with 12 wins and 7 draws from their opening 21 games and hold a 9-point lead over Sligo Rovers, with Shamrock Rovers in third position. Quite tight outside of the... Really, it's quite tight from second all the way down to St Pat's in 8th, with a 9-point difference occupying the 7 sides. And, well, with 15 matches to go, I would suggest that Dundalk are in commanding position, and it's their title to lose. But you never know. You never know. One of those teams in the top 8 could pinch the title. And in terms of goals, Alexander Kogler, the Austrian, leads the way with 9 goals, and Patrick Coburn sits in second. Dundalk striker with 8 goals in the league. Yeah. Obviously Dundalk in real life have made the Europa League group stages, so maybe they're a team that we could be challenging in a few years' time. Let's get back to where we all want to be. The Irish First Division. Cork City are flying. 12 points ahead of Bray Wanderers. And after a shaky start and a defence that I'm going to say isn't entirely competent, it's all for us to lose at this stage. With that 12-point gap, 12 games to go, I think we've all but sewn up the title and promotion back to the Premier Division, which is where we want to be. In terms of the Cup, we face Shamrock Rovers' second team in the Irish League Cup's semi-final, and we will soon, we're quite a fair way away from the Irish Senior Challenge Cup, which I believe is the FA Cup. Although, from what I can gather, they don't actually qualify for Europa League, which I'm a little bit disappointed by. Any Irish viewers, could you please give me some more information as to whether the Irish Senior Challenge Cup winners do in fact qualify for Europa League or European Conference League? Looking at the schedule, we had a mixed start there where we won both our opening games at home but lost both of the away fixtures, including a 4-1 defeat to Shelbourne, which at that stage I was a little bit concerned by. We're playing a 4-3-3 system with a defensive midfielder. My preferred style of play, but weren't very effective going forwards. Now, we haven't been as efficient as I'd like going forward since then, but since switching to a 4-2-3-1 wide, we have been a lot more successful. Now, maybe I was just jumping the gun and we would have ended up playing with this such effective system, regardless of whether we're playing with the defensive midfielder or the attacking midfielder. But looking at various posts in regard to tactics on Football Manager 21, attacking systems seem to be a lot more effective, and that's why I've gone ahead with the 4-2-3-1. It's a bit boring. System that a lot of people play with. I prefer the defensive midfielder because I feel it's a much more balanced system. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and this is what's working. I will end up switching to a 4-3-3, and I think it's something that I will look at over the next 12 league games. It may cause us to drop some games. The gap between ourselves and second place may reduce, but I really want to get the 4-3-3 working. I just think it's more effective going forwards anyway in real life. It allows the two central midfielders to really push on, and you end up playing with 5 attacking players rather than 4. It also gives support to the wing backs. The defensive midfielder can drop into the back 3, or join the 2 central defenders to create a back 3, which allows the wing backs more license to get forward. But overall, it's a system that's worked. It's something that, yes, I'm going to change. Once I work out how to effectively get the defensive midfielder into that quarterback role. Yeah. So since switching to the 4-2-3-1, we have won every single game, including Sligo Rovers, who are currently in second place in the Premier Division. Away from home in that cup game, I don't know if they played a full strength side. I'm not sure if they just had a bad day at the office. So Hallahan. Okay, so it looks like they played a rotated side. Maybe not actually. Just the more I look into it, he's coming off the bench. So then, yeah, okay. So they did play a rotated side for the game with a couple of senior players, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. So maybe. Okay, I think they did play a rotated team with 3 first 11 players. But at the end of the day, we won 5-1. That's all that matters. We move on to play Shamrock Rovers' second team in that League Cup semi-final. I'm hoping that we can get through that comfortably. And my plan is to win as many of the domestic trophies as possible. Starting with the cups, because we need to increase our reputation. The reason for that is we only have one sponsor, and that's only bringing in £26,000 per year, which isn't that much considering we spend £450,000 on our wages, and the current balance is sitting £93,000 in debt. Now, maybe that's down to COVID and the impacts on the finances, but that also could be the fact that Cork City were relegated and we're playing in the second division. I'm not sure how much of a difference the squad has, or how much has changed since last season. And with us being 12 points ahead of the rest of the league and promotion all but sewn up, maybe it's something we look at next season, trying to really reduce the wage budget. Look at the players who are on massive wages. If we quickly look at the team, in terms of the wages, Kevin O'Connor, Mark Minotti will leave for absolute certainty. Backup goalkeeper playing Liam Bosson in all but three games this season. And we have got a Belgian keeper coming in a month's time. I think that he will be a player who can challenge Liam Bosson in the second half of the season and maybe even take the first team spot. I think the main difference for me is just making sure that we've got competitiveness internally, players fighting for positions. At the moment, obviously financially we're not able to bring in all the players that all the best players that want to come to us. In the short term, increasing our reputation is going to be the main focus. Asserting a dominance domestically, and then working our way up the European ladder. Once we start bringing in a bit of money, then we can focus on increasing the training facilities. Although I'd love to be bringing in 5-star potential youth players through our youth academy, it's just not feasible to spend money on the youth training facilities at the moment. So the plan is to bring in 18 to 21 year old players from other Irish clubs and abroad, so that we can develop these players and then sell them on when they either outgrow the club or we get a reasonable offer, because you saw from the finances, we're not really in a position to bargain for a certain price or demand players to hang around. My idea is to play with a similar model to Ajax, signing young players and players who haven't been given an opportunity. So I'm looking at ideally English Premier League clubs and maybe even the Scottish Premiership at this stage. Just the players who are released at the end of their youth contracts. So they're probably 5-star players for the Irish Premier Division. That's just where the league's at the moment. But if we can be playing in Europe, that's a major drawing card for players looking at us. And if we can get a reputation of developing youth players, that makes things a whole lot easier for us. bringing in players who are 18, 19, high determination, highly ambitious as well. Because let's not forget that we want players who are looking to get to the next step, and giving them the platform to develop and become the best player that they can be. And on top of that, if we can hold on to players with the good personalities, the resolute, more professional, model citizen, we can help players become the best people that they can be as well, even if they are new gens or non-existent players. That's something that I'd love to do morally. Give people the opportunity to be the best that they can be. So in terms of the club status, looking at the facilities, you can see there, it's nothing special. We know that we're not going to have the same facilities as Manchester City, Liverpool, Southampton, but we're going to give people, players, the opportunity to develop. So, focusing our resources on wages and the staff is going to be the key. Bringing in high quality staff who are going to help players develop their skills, develop their attributes, and targeting Europe is going to be the major key and the major draw to Cork City. In terms of the timeline, probably not going to be really looking for the European group stages for 5 to 10 years. Until we start playing in Europe consistently, then we'll be able to get some kind of idea of where we're at, where we can realistically be in 5 to 10 years, and then 15, 20 years down the track, start qualifying for the Champions League group stages on a consistent basis. And that's why I'm not entirely concerned by the finances. Until we increase our reputation, I don't think we're going to be able to live without our means. We're going to look to try and bring in good sponsors who will allow us to be self-sustainable in the long term, which may mean selling our best players every couple of years to try and freshen up the squad, give us some kind of platform to pay players what they want to be, to build with the club. So looking forwards, obviously we've got the League Cup semi-final against Shamrock Rovers' second team, and then the start of the Senior Challenge Cup in August. Not many games in June and July, and well, just looking to try and get that 4-3-3 system working. See if we can really develop the type of system that I want to play the football that I want to play, good, attractive, passing football. At the moment, we're fairly dominant in terms of possession, but I think that's just because we're a higher quality team than anybody else. If we go down to, I think it's an attacking possession. It's right there. 55% possession from our opening 15 games, but because we're playing with an attacking system, not as many passes that I like. and our pass completion rate is a little bit lower than the rest, but that's just because we're playing a lot more balls forwards and looking just to exploit opposition defence. And a lot of the goals have been not great, and I wonder if it's still here in terms of the analysis. Probably in the pre-game. Oh, here we go. You can see there we're quite aggressive going forwards, but although we're the fourth most clinical side, it's not great. The conversion rate of about 13.5% isn't where I like it to be, and well, we're quite leaky as well, with an opposition conversion rate of just under 14%. So really I like that to be over this side, and then obviously the attacking efficiency to be up here. Yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Just looking at the 5-year plan, make strides on and off the pitch, work within our wage budget, and then getting promotion or making the playoffs this season. I'm expecting promotion from where we're at, 12 points ahead, 12 games to go. We should all but secured promotion and the title for this season. If you enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, subscribe for more Football Manager content, and until next time, I've been James. You've been great, thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.